what is the aim of this experiment is to find how the particle size distribution happens, and then based on this distribution of the particle size, how are we separating the particles, how are we distributing the particles. That's basically nothing but using a set of screens. And we have seen what are screens and how screens are used for separation of particles in the first experiment, which is a sieve analysis. So depending on the particle that gets distributed on different mesh sizes, we will now have to analyze whether the screens are effective enough to separate the particles according to the opening, according to corresponding opening size of those particular screens. So that is what we will be doing with respect to screen effectiveness. Basically nothing but analyze whether a given screen is effective enough in separating the particles according to the opening of that particular screen. So when we talk in terms of screens, screens are basically used for particle separations, and how particles are separated based on their size. Fine. So what is a screen? Screen is basically nothing but a mesh when we have openings, and these mesh are made of wired meshes, or it can be of metal meshes also. Where we have square meshes, and we know how screens are rated also. They are basically rated in terms of number of openings that is being present for each. These are all what we have seen in the first experiment in sieve analysis. So when we have materials which is put onto the mesh, so this is how we have a sieve set arranged. So what happens on the sieve set? What do we do inside in sieve analysis? We put the material onto the set, onto the given sieve set, and we shake it for few minutes, say for example around 10 minutes. So what happens when we have disturbance caused in the mesh? Particles that are larger than this, because these meshes have openings, particles which are larger than this gets retained onto that particular mesh, and those smaller than the openings of these meshes drop to the next further successive screen. Similarly, on this particular screen, particles larger than the opening of this screen gets retained here, whereas the smaller size particles move successively on here, again from here to the next successive screens, and so on. This is what we have, what we call it as particles that are separated. So we have different fractions of materials getting retained onto each screen, which we are now classifying depending on the mesh numbers of the screen. So these are the mesh numbers which is written over here. So each of these mesh numbers we have a defined diameter, or say opening of the screen corresponding to let's consider that the diameter of the screen, corresponding to which the particle size analysis can be done. But to know how effective, say for example, if we consider this mesh, to know how effective this mesh is to separate particles larger than the opening of this mesh all onto the upper side, and particles smaller than this mesh, it should be in a position to remove it, or say allow it to flow onto the next successive screens. This is what we will be doing in terms of screen effectiveness. So if we consider one single screen over here, I have the field, or say the particles or solids that are passing through onto this mesh. So depending on the opening of this mesh, this screen should be capable of retaining particles which are bigger than the opening of this mesh all onto the upper side, and all the other particles which are smaller than the opening of this mesh should be sent, or it should allow it to pass through. So those materials that gets retained on this, let's consider this. So as such, we have a feed that is flowing onto this. So this feed should now be separated into two categories of particles. One, the particles which are larger than the opening of this mesh should all be retained above. Let's consider that as fraction A. And the particles which are smaller than the opening of this mesh all should be passed below the screen. Let's consider this as fraction B. So, as such, what are we now trying to do? So we are now trying to separate the field into two different fractions. So we will now have to analyze whether this particular screen is capable enough of separating the particles bigger than this, which is nothing but fraction A, and all materials smaller than as small as fraction B. Or simple nothing but whether a given screen will now be able to separate the materials as oversized, where all the oversized particles are greater than the opening corresponding to this screen, and undersized, where all the particles which has passed through the screen are smaller than the opening of this mesh. This is what we will be doing in screen effectiveness. Okay, we will see the experimental procedure for screen effectiveness. So what do we do in screen effectiveness? We will now analyze the effectiveness of a given screen to separate the particles into oversized and undersized based on the opening size of that particular given screen. So this will be the feed that is given to you, and this will be the set of seeds that is given to you. So as you know what is a sieve? Sieve is basically defined in terms of the mesh number. Corresponding to the defined mesh number, you can also note down what is the opening diameter of that particular mesh in this. So if the size are very small, then the mesh number will be defined in terms of micrometers. For larger sizes screens, the mesh numbers will be defined, the diameter of the mesh will be defined in terms of mm. Each screen will be rated in terms of the mesh number and the corresponding opening diameters can be noted out on the screen itself. The sieve set that is given to you should now first arrange them in such a way that the smallest mesh number is at the top and the largest is at the bottom, then followed by the pan. The sample what is given to you will have to take around 100 grams of the sample, and then after the sieve set is arranged in the order that is set, then you will have to put the sample onto the first mesh on this, close the lid and subject it in the sheet. This is a sieve shaker. Subject it for shaking for around 10 minutes. So what happens because of the vibratory action over here, particles will have to drop down onto the successive screens depending on the opening size as well as the size of the particle. At the end of 10 minutes, you will have to take out the screen set from the shaker and then see how much is the sample that is retained on each mesh. So it's a sample that gets distributed in all the mesh till the pan. Each and every mesh, the sample that is retained on this should be, the weight of these should be noted down. That gives you the feed analysis. After the feed analysis is done, the screen effectiveness is generally done for one given sieve set. It is not for the entire sieve set as such. It is done for only one particular screen. So whichever screen mesh number for which the effectiveness is being asked for, you will take only that particular mesh, say for example this mesh and the pan. This entire feed sample will now again have to be fed only onto this particular mesh including the pan and then subject it to hand sieving for around some 10 minutes. At the end of 10 minutes, you will have sample retained larger particles bigger than the opening size corresponding to this mesh will be retained on the top. The smaller size will be in the pan. So the ones that is retained onto the top of this particular mesh will be your oversize analysis. Those samples that is being collected in the pan will be the undersize analysis. For the second trial, we will now take only the sample that is retained on the oversize analysis, subject it to sieving as you've already done for the feed analysis earlier, and then note down what is the weight retained on each mesh subsequently. After this is done, you take the undersized sample that was retained in the pan now, again subject it to sieving for the entire setup here again, and now note down what is the weight retained on each mesh again. So you have feed analysis done, oversize analysis done, and then the sample in the undersize analysis done. With respect to the weights that is noted on each mesh and each of these feed, overflow and underflow analysis will now have to be tabulated to calculate the efficiency of this particular mesh.